touring. And so we are slowly moving step by step to change our inner space, to change the outer space, inner space, mind, intellect, impressions. That is what the inner space is. And if we bring about the changes, that is not needed. And it is important to change. In other way, we can say it is important to change the mind, means the thought, speech, and action for realizing our real self. Do you practice Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karvavahe Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahe. Sahana Vavatu. May we both be protected. When you talk to someone, internal awareness should be there. I'll talk about it with an example. But there should be an awareness that, oh, we both should be protected. I cannot protect myself individually. Dehydrated water is required. I cannot protect myself. Infection, I cannot protect myself. You see that? So we are dropping our sense of ego. Oh, I will do myself. No. So we will both be protected. So here, we both be protected means the teacher and the student. Meaning we both enjoy together learning. We should both enjoy learning together. Knowledge is very important. That is the entire summary of Eastern wisdom. I'll talk about this knowledge. When you know it, so the entire journey of the Eastern wisdom is to remove the ignorance. Knowledge of the real self is already there. So that is why we say Sahaviryam Karva. May we work together with a great energy to remove that ignorance. And what is left is the real self. May we study with a great energy, and there should not be any. It's a collaborating. It's a collaboration. It's a working together. It's a maintaining that sense of harmony. Maintain from inside. From inside. That is the message. Now, what I wanted to tell you, just see that how our masters, there is a teaching from the Upanishad. So I bring the teaching from the Upanishad also, in one way or the other. The real self. When we say the real self, so one master equated real self and the knowledge with fire. Fire. So see that how he explains. Fire is there in the wood. Fire is the gas in the fire is there in the kitchen, in the gas, but it does not burn. Fire. No, we have many wooden structures. The wooden table is also there, but it does not burn. We do not know if the fire is within the wood or the gas until the knowledge of the fire is awakened in my intellect. So I have a knowledge. Oh, go to the kitchen, warm it. It burns the wood. Continue to pay attention. It burns the ignorance that I am the body, mind, and the suffering. We have to You have to contemplate and reflect, and then you will get this metaphor clear. So, what it means, we use gas for fire, we use wood for fire every day, but we do not know the ultimate source of the fire. Ultimate source of the fire, ultimate source of the real self is somewhere else. And we continue to every day we play with this fire. We open the gas stove to warm anything, to heat up, to cook anything, and then we close it. That is our life. We wake up in the morning, today I'm frustrated, and tomorrow I'm happy. The day after, I did not sleep very well. That it continues throughout our existence of the life. Today I have a lot of problem. Today I have pain in the body. Tomorrow I ate this thing. So I enjoyed this. This is what we constantly do it. Ultimate fire of the body mind complex is the real self. So when we wake up, the fire is awakened, that I'm aware that I'm in a waking state. I'm blaming you. I'm still, fire is still there. That awareness is still there, consciousness is still there, but we don't know. Why we don't know? Because I have to settle a score with you. Are you getting it? I'm hungry. First I'm conscious, then I'm hungry. That consciousness fire is already there. Do you see that? Beauty of this matter. So problem is that I do not know the real self, so as if the fire is not there in the wood, as if the fire is not there in the gas. But it is there. Only knowledge at the highest level, practice as long as we have the impurity in the mind, is needed to reach there. Same way, the real self is within all of us. So what is the message this master gives? Look at the beauty of understanding and knowledge. So same way, the real self is within all of us, but no one gets liberated. Why? I don't have the knowledge of the real self. Gas, I know. Knowledge of the fire. Wood, I know the knowledge of the fire. Our ancient, our ancestors. Or the stone. It is not the real self, but the knowledge of the real self liberates. Pay attention. It is not the real self, but the knowledge of the real self liberates. Fire is there in the gas. Fire is there in the wood. Fire is there in the stone. Knowledge, knowledge, knowledge. So what is bondage and suffering? Not knowing the real self is bondage. Now you see, this is how Master explains. Not knowing the real self is bondage and suffering. Knowledge of the real self is there. So I am the real self. When I'm the real self, that I don't take birth or I don't die. The stress belongs to the body and the mind complex. Anxiety belongs to the body-mind complex. Finished. Breathing, something breathing for success or breathing for corporates. So this guy, very promising, very dynamic, and he contacted me. So he said that you should attend our 1 hour of uh, workshop free. So I'm going to attend 1 hour workshop at 12. So he says that no, because people do not understand. So, because I said I'm strictly adhere to the tradition. So he thought as if tradition means the rituals. No, there is nothing to do with the ritual. Tradition means the way the knowledge is structured and organized in such a way to be transmitted to the seekers. No, 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 because I teach in the corporate. So hence, I have gone beyond this tradition. So you go beyond the tradition, you'll be missing something. You go beyond that knowledge. That is why I explain this. Do you practice? Do you apply the teaching in your daily life? That is very important. I know, but I don't apply. Is there a daily practice? Is there a daily listening and contemplation and reflection? I'm doing the japa daily. I'm not saying that you spare some time. You wake up in the morning, do it for 5 minutes. Your mind is full of anxiety. You do the japa there. Let us see what happens. Fire. Fire is there within me. Om Shanti. Daily japa, daily study. Daily study means that I do something, practice, I follow a kind of a self-discipline. Why? I need that because mind is full of ignorance. I have to know. I have to know. Knowledge. Knowledge. Awareness or reminder of the four types of intellect that is going to help me to have a knowledge of the real self. I have to pay attention. Four types of intellect. I believe you all remember. Ashok is scratching his forehead. No, it's top of the head. So, okay. So, four types of intellect. Then you recognize the four powers of the intellect and how that intellect flows with the knowledge of the real self. These are the four changes, the recognition in our behavior and attitude. And then we apply it in our thought, speech, and action in daily life. One film director was looking at the beggar, and beggar was appealing with the emotions. He was begging. So the director said that, can you act in my film? No, I'll pay you $1,000. No, no, I will not do. No, I'll pay you $10,000. So ultimately, he agreed to receive $50,000. He acted like the role of a beggar. He said, what is the difference? What do you find? What is the difference begging in a film and you were begging outside? You did a wonderful job. He said, before I was begging for my need for the food, but now I'm acting. Now I'm simply acting. So, what happens in our life when we four powers of the intellect is awakened in our life, then we simply act. Waking is also an acting, sleeping is also an act. Dreaming is also an acting. Pain is also an act. Pleasure is also an act. So then this intellect takes you away from the birth and the death. Finished. I'm just giving a glimpse of what does it mean by awaken. Awaken is not a spatial thing. There is nothing in the body that changes. Are you getting it? making it little more serious in the terms that knowledge is required. So now pay attention. So our Gita, in the Gita, Krishna says there are four types of people. Out of the four types of people, only two types of the people can reach to that state of awakening. So it means I have to think and contemplate. Again, it is a knowledge. So the first group of the people are distressed. What is the definition of a distressed? Those who turn to the existence, those who turn to the God, or those who go to the church and temple in times of difficulty and suffering. What they want? They want immediate relief from their problems, protection from the harm or danger, comfort and solace in difficult times. What is their pain point? Their pain point is overwhelming life challenges, physical and emotional distress, instability in faith during the good times. They don't have a faith in the knowledge of the Eastern wisdom, so they cannot reach there. But in the society, you will find them. They seem to be. They appear as if they are the they are the greatest seeker in the journey of the Eastern wisdom. Oh, we have found in these sessions also last year, a couple of people came and they left. Distressed. That is the first group of people. It means what? Solution of the distress is not, cannot be found in the Eastern wisdom. But on the other hand, it can be found in the Eastern wisdom. I have to know the real self. The distress will dissolve, like the value. First group of people. Second group of the people, the seeker of the knowledge. That is why we say, we use the word seeker. You see, the seeker of the knowledge. Knowledge of what? Knowledge of the real self. So knowledge of the real self is veiled by the impurity of the mind. So how to seek that knowledge of this self? I have to remove the impurities of the mind, ignorance of the mind, projection of the mind. They are the real seeker. They will never leave it. They will leave the teacher, but they will not leave the knowledge. They will go to someone else. Deeper understanding of the spiritual truth, answers to the existential questions, intellectual satisfaction in their spiritual journey. Intellect has to be fully satisfied. Why? Otherwise, the intellect will raise the doubt. So in every teaching, every text that you pick up, but we have to understand. So it is the tradition that helps us to understand. So what is the pain points for the seeker? What is the pain point for the seeker? Confusion or doubt about these spiritual concepts. So it will be removed in these 40 steps that we are going to do. Difficulty in reconciling rational thought with the faith. And then we use very unconventional, ignorant way of doing it. It will not help. Knowledge is required. Frustration when unable to find satisfactory answers. I'm frustrated. I want to know the answer. There must be an expression by which I can satisfy my intellect. That is the journey of Eastern wisdom, whether it is, you can say, our postures. But yeah, we say that, we start explaining the posture physiologically, biochemically. It's okay. It adds to the knowledge, but it is not taking me there. So that is why we have to follow the tradition. Tradition means structured, organized knowledge to be transmitted from the master to the teacher. Third category, the seekers of the material gain. I used to give a lot of sessions in 5 days workshop in India. The one Sikh was there. He attended, he repeated a couple of seminars, and then he brought some sweets to offer me. And he said, since I joined your session, my income increased fivefold. So that is the third group of the people. They are doing very well in their material life, worldly life, relationship, more or less it is okay. But they are seeking more of the material gain by entering into the spirituality. They are very intelligent. They want to change themselves for the sake of the material gain. They are not at all concerned about the real self. And they are ready to do anything. That is the third group of the people. They will fall back. Material prosperity and success, that is what they are seeking. Fulfillment of their desire. They are not seeking the self-fulfillment. See, desire fulfillment, self-fulfillment. So disappointment there, then there is a disappointment when material goals are not met. Then they go to the other teachers. They constantly change their teachers. Difficulty in understanding or accepting the setbacks. They don't want to understand. They don't want to fail in their material gain. Potential for transactional relationship with the real self. They have a potential, but they don't want to go. So this is the second group. They also cannot reach there. So this is related to the four types of intellect, four powers of intellect, and four recognition of the intellect. That is why we are continuing the journey so that this intellect should be settled now in the knowledge. And once it is settled in the knowledge, we are done. Then it's a matter of few sessions and we go it. What is the fourth group? They already know the real self. So previously they were really beggars, so I was attached with the begging. But now this I is not attached with the begging. They are just playing their role. They are just playing their role. They also wake up in the same way, but they claim it, oh, it's a part of the play. So every day they wake up, they sleep, they eat, but it is just play and fun. Why? They have found out that ultimate source of the fire. That is the fourth category. So what they have to do, they have to continue this knowledge so that this knowledge should be passed on to the others. I don't know. You may start talking and communicating in that knowledge in your relationship, in your personal life, in your professional life, in your social life. It's a very good attitude. So in that way, you are doing a practice. You're doing a daily practice. One guy was saying that, my wife does not want to follow this journey. She is living in ignorance. I said, you are living in ignorance. We both are real self. So we should not have this attitude. You see the attitude? So we are fully aware. We live into that state of awareness. That helps us to look at the Terry. We can say at the transactional level, she has more suffering than us, but she continues the journey. Initially, she used to talk about her problems, but now no more problems. Look at the way. That is what we are going to study. And language is very simple. And so in these 40 steps, but the masses is huge. So I told you the Sadhana Panchkam, the 40 steps. It is highly structured, highly structured. It's a complete masses of learning, understanding, to change. The very first step, he says, I will talk about that later, but I'm giving you, he says that he uses the word simple, study daily. But when he explains this single phrase, that means, did I listen? Did I contemplate and reflect? And did I do the practice? Did I take that practice and the knowledge in my personal, professional, social, and the family life? So what is going to happen? It used to happen to me many times, many years ago. What the crazy guy, honey is not doing the thing rightly. So I used to react. Then the second phase come. Now I'm not reacting physically, but I'm feeling internally, emotionally. Right? Now, as I continued, now the moment I recognize this is ignorance, this has to do with your ego. Contemplate, reflect until the mind is calm. So I used to spend some time, an hour together. Oh, now, mind, are you okay? Yes, I'm okay. Honey, you should have done like this. There is another option. Do you see how the knowledge translates into action? I'm just giving one example. So that is why Master says study it. That includes your regular practice, a kind of self-discipline, and now you become aware of the movement of the ignorance, the movement of the ego. That is that, and he gave a simple message, just he says study daily. But when he explains, study daily, not the text, study, yes, also the text. Contemplation and reflection is also the study daily. But what is the real meaning of the study daily? I should study myself. I should study myself. Why I should study myself? Go back to that metaphor. I should study myself means I'm walking, I'm waking, I'm talking, I'm eating. Oh, this is the fire. But what is the ultimate source of the fire is the real self. That is why I have to study daily. That is why I gave that example of the fire in the gas. Fire is there in the gas. Fire is there in the book. Fire is there. It is not the real self. It is the knowledge of the real self will deliver me, liberate me. So it is. That is why I said that it is highly structured. You will find the complete package if you are a seeker. That is why I explained you the 4 types of a seeker. It covers the instruction for all ages. You give me the 5-year-old guy, a kid, and I will guide him. It is so interesting, these 40 instructions. But I have, if I have understood all the 40 steps, I can instantly bring something out of it. I can give it to 5-year-old, I can give to Terry, I can give to 80 years old. That is the beauty of these 40 instructions. In whatever the age group, whatever the state of your health, whatever, wherever, it can easily be applied. The way this master has structured this instruction. So just think of it, strong foundation is required to undertake this journey of the 40 steps. I'll take one more session to brief you and then we will go. What are these? What is written in these 40 steps? I will group into different categories so that you will remember. You see, I told you the first instruction is the study daily. So, study daily includes I'm listening, learning, contemplation, reflection, I'm doing the practice. But what is where the master wants to point out? Why we are studying daily? I have to study myself daily. He already gave an example. Wake up and I check every day. Body, are you ready to play? Mind, are you ready to play? No, there are something is there. Oh, let me remove. You remove by the knowledge, supported by the practice. So once you come out of the practice or your journey daily, you are relaxed, you are calm, your mind is free, joyful. And that's why, I'm ready. Sometime 5 or 10 minutes before the session. Are you ready 5 or 10 minutes before any action that you do? You want to meet someone? Eric, first meeting, we met in Starbucks. So I reached almost 15 minutes. Or how long you have been? No, just 15 minutes. I wanted to be sure that I am present. I did not say whether you are present. He reached 15 minutes late. It is possible. It is possible. That is what happens in a Hollywood film. The director is ready. Director says to the actor, actor, are you ready? Yes, we have done all the preparations. Now, before acting, they are ready. They are ready. So that is the meaning of study daily. Study daily means you don't pick up the book and audio file. No, I have to study daily. Daily. Daily myself. So you have to relate yourself to what you have studied, especially in the last 6 months. Can I remind you, study? You wake up in the morning and you have some anxiety, some stress, some thought is there. Can you recall the 9 factors which concludes the world is suffering? So you are studying yourself. Oh, which of these 9 factors is causing this suffering? Let me clear out. What is the second step? Satsang. Ah, I have to find out. Now I realize and I experience, I have, what is my experience? That suffering is gone. I have grouped into 4 categories. Word is suffering. Satsang means the remedy. The third is the realization. And the fourth is recall, revise. When I wake up in the morning, so you revise and recall and take care of it. Who helps you? Who helps you? Can you think of it? 4 powers of the intellect. Or 4 types of intellect. First, you go to the 4 types of intellect, and then the 4 powers of the intellect. I told you the intellect, there should not be any doubt in the intellect that there will be a natural faith. You need not to have a faith. The power of the faith, that is also of the intellect, the power of decision, the power to hold on, hold the mind to real self, and the power of regulation. That is what the meditation is. Think of it. So that is, I'm simply, uh, because if we don't have that strong foundation, that is why I talked about it, four groups of seekers: distressed, looking for the material gain. These two categories. Second category are highly intelligent. They are very intelligent. They had a taste of success in the material world, but their eyes, their mind is focused on that. Can this spiritual journey help me get another 20 million? Or anything, any material gain. So the power, the intellect now has gained the power to hold on. It is holding on the world outside. You're still in ignorance. Should I not earn money? Yes, you should. So third category is of a seeker. So once we have that level of a seeker, or I gave you study daily means also a simple thing. You're talking to your honey, first you are a seeker. That seeker is expressing or playing a role of a honey, talking to honey, playing a role of a father, talking to the son, playing a role of a profession or a teacher. It will only come when we follow the entire. What Master said, study daily. Close your eyes. Let us close your eyes. Place, position, posture. Place. Now, you all are seekers. 100% I say with my heart and the intellect that you all are seekers. So I need not to go and explain it. Being comfortable and being carefree. I bet you that if you do the practice of place, position, posture, being comfortable and being carefree every day, maybe 10 or 15 times, even for a week, you will realize the importance of all these principles. So we move into the stage number one and step number three. I'm making it very structured for the intellect to grasp. So in the third, the metaphor is fixing the gaze between the eyebrows. So we are not physically fixing the gaze between the eyebrows. That simply means that I am transcending. How? Neighbor number one from outside. Neighbor number one, who is that? Time, space, people, objects. It's the world outside. Just you're aware of it. You're just playing. The word neighbor number two is the physical body. Check it. Sensation, awareness is there. Sensation, comfort, and steadiness is already there. You're aware of, yes. Third neighbor, the breath or the energy. You're just looking, keep looking at the breath. So you are already aware of the outermost layer is the world, and the second layer is the body, third is the energy. Go to the fourth neighbor is the mind, thought, feeling, emotions, sensations, or anything that you know. Fifth is the I-ness, I know. It's a I and the intellect is there. Sixth neighbor, do I know my real self? No. So that is the ignorance. That is the sixth neighbor. And beyond that is the real self. And then, so because I don't know, I have yet to know, I'm on the path. So I use the intellect with the mantra Sarvesham Swastir Bhavatu. Sarvesham Swastir Bhavatu. Sarvesham Swastir Bhavatu. May there be happiness for all. Reflect on it. Reflection means you're asking the intellect to have a clear perception. Happiness is the essential nature of everyone, every being on this earth, planet. Why everyone is looking for that happiness? But I'm looking that happiness inside. I'm not getting caught in these six neighbors. See the point of a seeker. Sarvesham, Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu. Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu. Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu. May there be peace for all. Peace. Same explanation is there. Why we explain, why we reflect. We are a seeker. Sarvesham Puranam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Puranam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Puranam Bhavatu. May there be completeness in all. Completeness in all. Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu. So obviously in the stage one, you have already raised your self-awareness, which helps your mind to live within. In that state, second stage number two can be done successfully, looking deep inside the forehead in the space, pick a point in the space, Om Shanti, drop Om Shanti mantra, check stillness in the body, and start breathing from the belly through the nostrils, long and little hissing sounds. Continue. We'll be going for a longer breathing sessions. We just continue. Are you aware? When you inhale, the belly is like a balloon. It expands. When you exhale, belly is like a balloon. The air goes out, so it squeezes. Squeezes, expansion. Squeezes and expansion is also there in the belly, in the state of the stillness with Om Shanti dropping deep inside the forehead. Are we separating the body, the breath, and the mind, which is doing the Om Shanti together? Just see that. Continue. Continue breathing, continue drawing Om Shanti, continue to be in the state of stillness in the body. And now stop this. So I introduce one passive step. You're looking at the flow of the breath, and with that awareness of the flow of the breath, you also experience the sensation, relaxation, and stillness in the body, and calmness and quietness inside. So, how we discover that calmness? We are aware of some sensation which is not disturbing us inside the body. It may be inside the head, maybe inside the heart, maybe inside any part of the body. So it is just power to hold. I'll explain that later. And the space inside is the state of the quietness. So in that state of the quietness, when we experience with the flow of the breath, and if it is equal, it is wonderful. Not equal, it's still. We need not to worry about it. It takes its own time. With that flow of the breath, we change the flow of the breath consciously. We make it little deep, silent, slow. And as you inhale, moving the mind from the top of the head, center of the head, going inside, mind is dropping inside, so the breath is going inside the spine, reaching to the tailbone, and you are singing Om Shanti. Mentally, you are singing. And when you exhale, the mind rises up with the breath from the tailbone to the top center of the head, the nyasa. So you have to adjust and align the deep silence, slow breathing with the mind, with the Om Shanti, with the movement of the mind along the spine. I'm not saying anything that you will have a lot of, yes, but one thing, you may have a lot of vision and colors or energy or you discover the flow of the breath is uniform, saying Om Shanti is natural, and also the expansion of the ribs and the belly is also rhythmic. And if it is definitely it is rhythmic, you're dropping Om Shanti. However, to hold on. Can we say it's another way to have a pre-meditation state? Answer is yes. Once your intellect knows what you are doing in each step, the meditation never fades. Mentally, Om Shanti, Om Shanti. Now leave this step, looking deep inside the cave of your heart. Visualize the triangle of any color equilateral triangle pointing upward, dropping Om Shanti on each side of a triangle, moving clockwise and anti-clockwise. The moment you find a sync means you're able to drop Om Shanti casually, naturally as a play and a fun. That is the moment you're singing loudly in your mind, pushing the mind deep inside the cave of your heart. Mind seemingly stops, then you say Shanti and doing nothing. Shanti. shanti, shanti. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bring your awareness on the right hand, your awareness on the left hand. Lift your both the palms, place it on your eyes, open the eyes inside the palms, know your experiences. Bring the hands down to share our experiences. How are you, Dennis?
I'm good, thank you, and thank you for the lesson and the practice. Meditation was good, calm, and peaceful, and very comfortable. And at the end, there was a vast dark space, and the mind was resting in it and was prepared to stay on it for much longer.
Ah, very good. If it stays for a longer period and wants to stay, it is very good. Thank you. How are you, David and Jerry?
Thank you, sir. Yeah, I love the lesson. The various stages of the minds was very good reminder. But I really enjoyed the analogy about the fire, and just it started getting me going, because fire is a unique element insofar as it can harden, it can soften, it's very very fascinating. So I'm going to spend some time in the whole fire exploration. So thank you. My meditation was extremely deep. Got lost in darkness several times throughout it. Thank you.
Beautiful. That's a beautiful experience. How are you, Jerry?
Sir, I'm good. Thank you. The meditation was deep. The mind just wants to stay in that conscious awareness.
Beautiful. If it wants to stay for a longer period, indication of a success. Beautiful. How are you, Terry?
I was struck by what you said in the very beginning, that it's the knowledge that liberates you because the real self is already there. So it's the knowledge.
It is the knowledge of the real self liberates. Knowledge of the body and the mind gives me an idea that I am the body and the mind. Knowledge of a waking state gives me an idea I am waker. So I will sleep. I will dream. Knowledge of the pleasure gives me the idea that I have a pain. May have a pain. Pleasure is short-lived. So you see that how these knowledges creates a kind of a delusion. Today you cook chicken, tomorrow you are totally cook vegan, third day you cook something. Fire is the same. So we get associated with the world, an objective world outside, and that's why we lose it. Yes, you are stuck into that understanding, then it is good. We should not stuck into delusion. So be stuck there throughout the day and then see what happens. How are you, Vaibhav?
Thank you, sir. Sir, mind was calm. The practice was comfortable. It was easy.
Good, good. How are you, Ashok?
Sir, I am in peace and calm. Nothing to ask. Thank you.
Yeah, you are in peace and calm. With me or with everyone?
With everyone almost.
Almost. Okay. Okay. Thank you. That is good. Thank you. Very good.
Thank you, sir.
Thank
Namaste.
you. Namaste.
Namaste.